Hey, you seem off today. What's up? Yeah, I am. That firefighter paramedic who was stabbed, and just, I can't stop thinking about it. I feel so bad for his family, and so many things are going through my mind right now. Dude, I get it. It's always hard hearing about shit like this. It makes it feel even more real. There's no major news outlets that I've seen talking about it. There's, you know, support already for the perpetrator here online. I mean, it's fucking rough. I know that you're newer to the job. Would it help if I shared some things that I do to ensure that I'm safe when I'm dealing with a patient in the back? If you just want to talk, that's fine too. Yeah, I mean, it makes me rethink my entire career, but if you have some tips to share, I'd really appreciate hearing it from your experience. The first thing I do is when I'm called on scene with PD, before I put them in the back of my unit, I always ask if they have searched the patient and if they have searched their belongings. I've never had anybody tell me no to that. Now, it may vary state to state, service to service in terms of what's lawful search and seizure, but I've never had, at least in Louisiana, a cop tell me no that they wouldn't search the patient. As far as I know, they're actually supposed to search them, and a lot of times they just don't do it for whatever reason. So I always ask they search the patient and their belongings first before they get in the unit. Another thing you can always do, always be nice to your patients. And you should do this regardless for a multitude of reasons, but I'm gonna tell you a little story to illustrate a bit more why. So a friend of mine actually picked up a patient who had a razor blade stuck in their shoe. They had called 911. They were a regular, and the local crews were starting to get annoyed with this patient, and he was tired of them being rude and disrespectful to him. So he put a razor blade in his shoe, and luckily the person who was riding with him, he was just a nice guy. He took good care of the patient, and the patient told him before they dropped him off at the hospital, "I'm glad that you were nice to me because I had a razor blade in my shoe and I was going to take care of you if, you weren't nice to me. I was tired of being treated poorly." And this is in no way saying that the firefighter paramedic who lost his life at Graham, that he brought this on himself in any way, but it's just one more thing that you can do to protect yourself. Do a really good assessment on these patients. Take your time. Ask them lots of questions. If they get agitated by you just asking basic information, that's a sign of things could potentially escalate later on in the unit. A lot of it is judged off of medical history, how they're presenting. If they're just getting agitated with you asking like normal basic questions, that's a sign that things could escalate later on. If they are frequent flyers and they know how the system works and they know that they're going to be alone with you in the back. If you see just kind of like, I'll notice patients, they'll have an outburst. You can see the wheels turning in a sense in their head. They'll realize, oh, I'm in front of all these people. I can't say this right now, or I can't act this way right now. And they'll resume some composure. That's a really telltale sign, in my opinion, that things are going to escalate later on in the back of the ambulance. And when patients show you these little bursts of things and it's calculated, I absolutely want to make sure that we're restraining these types of patients. If you can, it's always best to use, if you are going to restrain with soft restraints or chemically restrain, it's better to do it on scene if you can. The other thing that I'm grateful for that I want to add into is that when I was new EMT, I took the time to get on the truck and familiarize myself with, and learn a lot of on-the-job training. And one of the things that I learned, I observed a lot of psychiatric patients and their presentations and kind of what their triggers were. Getting that experience not being the lead provider really gave me a lot of depth that I didn't learn in school on how to de-escalate, how to more easily predict when a patient could be needing more than just a ride to the hospital, whether it be restraints or PD riding in the back with me. There are some services out there and some states out there that don't allow for soft restraints. Don't be afraid to use soft restraints on the patient. Also, take awareness of where you are. Take that into consideration when you're deciding whether or not to restrain a patient. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you know that once you're taking a patient to the middle of nowhere and you know that help is far away, I am more inclined to soft restrain a patient. Now, with that being said, there are some patients that I feel like soft restraints will make the problem worse, and that unfortunately just comes with some time and experience. Hopefully you're with a full-time partner who can show you the ropes in that way. Have a code word between you and your partner. For us, it was always blue stretcher. We're gonna get the blue stretcher. That's always been the code word that I've used with my partner. to let them know that there's something on scene that I can't communicate to them that is unsafe, and we need to get the hell out of here as soon as possible. Be familiar with your services, code words for needing help that we have. When it means just send me everybody you have. Also, some radios have panic buttons on them. Familiarize yourself with those panic buttons if you have them. If you'd like to donate to Graham and his family, there's a t-shirt sale. I've just purchased mine. Please send your support to the family by purchasing a t-shirt or just donating.